Hey, it's BT with the BRNO GP review. Let's get right to it. Moto 3, I thought the whole GP weekend, I don't know why, I just felt it was a little flat. With you guys, I felt it was, I don't know why, I just felt it was a little flat. Moto 2, Moto 3 was as good. It was good, but it wasn't like it always is. But let's get right to it. Rider of the race in Moto 3 goes to Dennis Fajit. Great job. He led pretty much the last 10 laps, which is unheard of in Moto 3. Good for him. He finally did the damn thing. I added a new category. It's called the Gut It Out category. Who guts it out? And I got to give it to Albert Arenas, man. What he did, his body was killing him. You could tell he had a runner-up. Good for him. He got a podium. Good for him. And the Heartbreak Award goes to Tatsu Suzuki. Man, he's the only rider I know that probably crashed and thinking, when I get back to the garage, I'm going to get a whooping. You know how Paolo Simoncelli is, so I feel for that kid. He's still good. It just happened, but man, yeah, he's probably going to get a whooping. Anyway, let's go to Moto 2. Moto 2, Rider of the Race. Let me tell you something. The Beast is unleashed. Like that movie Split. Remember the movie Split? When he goes, the Beast is real. That's what Anaya Bastianini is. I was on Bastianini back in Moto 3, if you guys remember. He had a chance to win the championship when Danny Kent won, and he had some bad finishes in 2 races in a row, and they knocked him out. But he could have won the championship in Moto 3 when Danny Kent was kicking ass. So he's not a surprise to me. Bastianini got his head right. Good for Bastianini, and now MotoGP bosses are going, how do you spell La Bastianini? So good for him. He really dominated, but I'm gonna give it to Joe Roberts. Hey, I'm a homie. I'm gonna put it right now. I'm a homie. Joe Roberts and Franco Morbidelli should have a podcast called Cool and Cooler. Those guys are just, Joe is like California cool. If there's a way, those guys should get Alpine Stars to make the first ever flip-flop race boot, you know, where you can wear it to the beach, but also on a racetrack, because that's how cool they are. Like, yo, this is Joe. Dad, I know you're watching. You're probably crying. Love you, Dad. He's just California cool, man. You can't help but love Joe Roberts. Same with Frank. I'll get to Frankie later, but those two guys are the coolest of the cool. So I'm gonna give it to Rider of the Race goes to Joe Roberts. Heartbreak goes to Jorge Martin. I had to pick somebody, Jorge Martin, because I expected more out of him. And the Gut It Out goes to Marco Bezzecchi. I don't know what's wrong with his wheel. He's still got a bad wheel from the get-go, and it ain't getting better. He's still on crutches, and for what he's doing, congratulations to that young kid. And I like his like halfway little fro. I like that, man. He's real emotional. I like all Italians, but I like that, man. So I kind of want to give it to Sam Lowe's, man. He gave that after race speech and his voice cracked because you don't know how hard it is for those guys. I think he's done 51 races without a podium, and we always, make fun of him. Not really fun of him, but he's always crashing. And so I got to get to Sam Lowe's as a runner-up, man. I love the guy, and for what he did and the emotion he showed, he was good all weekend. Runner-up to Sam Lowe's. Let's go to MotoGP. MotoGP, it said it was going to be like 2 races in one. You know what this race was like? This race is like the EDM race. You know EDM? You ever listen to an EDM song, electronic song? And what do? You wait for the drop. Right? You're like, only thing missing was like Molly and pacifiers because you're waiting on the drop. It was like that old Richard Pryor joke. Hey, what y'all waiting on, man? Waiting for the drop. We're gonna bitch waiting on the drop. And that's what it was like, waiting for the drop. It was like 2 races in one, kind of getting peanut butter and jelly in the same jar, which is nasty. But peanut butter and jelly in the same jar, that's what this race was like. But I didn't really feel that this race really, the drop didn't really occur like they thought it was going to be. First of all, they were on a raggedy ass track. I love how Alicia Spargo just tells it how it is. He goes, man, he basically said, I'm gonna paraphrase what an African American man says, hey, this track is shitty. It's a raggedy ass track. And this track, only thing this track was missing was a pothole and a sinkhole. That's how bad this track was. They had bumps. They had everything, man. So I hope they get this track resurfaced. How do you not resurface the track in 12 years? I mean, that's like some shit your dad does. Like, hey, Dad, get a new shirt. Anything wrong with this shirt? Share the shirt. Anything wrong with this shirt? Dad, you got that shirt when Martin Luther King was alive. Shit, anything wrong with this shirt? Share the shirt. Good. So, please, Bruno, resurface the track, fix the bumps. The guys want to come back. Okay, talk about the race. The race in MotoGP, wow. It was great to see new blood there. I loved watching new blood. I didn't think Fabio was going to win, but I got to say this now before it leaves my head. What the hell happened to Maverick? You know me, I love all the riders, I really do. I have a soft spot. Bradley Smith is my heart. Maverick, I love Maverick. I really, really love Maverick. I have a soft spot for Maverick also, but what the hell happened? He finished 14th. 14th. He almost got beat by the other Marquez. Alex finished 15th. He finished 14th. I mean, that's unacceptable. He's on a factory bike. When did the satellite teams or independent teams start beating the factory teams? Okay, Zarco qualified pole. Where was Vicioso? They put posters up on telephone poles going, if you've seen this man, contact Dorna. Because that's how he was in the woods. They sent some hound dogs like, we're looking for Dobie. He was way out, qualifying the whole weekend. It was like, where's this guy at? I think he ended up getting like 11th or. Anyway, that was kind of piss poor from him. But only thing that saved him, like I said, was Maverick. You got to do better than that, son. 14th. I mean, I was waiting for the interview, but I don't think he gave one. At least I waited and waited. I wanted to put this up early, so that was just unacceptable. Honestly, unless he had a tummy ache, and he had to go. There's no excuse. That was horrible, man. On a factory ride, also. Thought the race was good. I waited for the drop. I thought the drop happened, but not like I thought it was going to happen. And you know what? 2 words, man. Bad Brad Binder. I know that's 3. Bad. I was on Binder when Binder. I think it was at the Czech. Was it at the Czech race or Jerez? When he was at the back of the grid because he did some kind of infraction and he passed everybody and won the race by 9 seconds. I was like, who is this dude? Brad Binder's been that dude for a long time. If you guys watch the supporting classes like I do. And Moto 2, he almost won the championship. He was in line to win the championship, and I think it was in Motegi where he kind of screwed up and put him out of the running to where Alex could win the championship without having to worry. But bad Brad Binder's always been bad Brad, and honestly, I think he's a South African Mark Marquez. He's a nice guy. You can't help but love Brad. But man, when that visor goes down. He's Mark Marquez. He punts people out of the way. And oh my God, can you imagine what Paulo Espargaro's going through, thinking he was going to be the guy to get the podium or the win for KTM, and he didn't. He basically got Tom Brady. You remember Tom Brady was second string. And then Drew Bledsoe, remember he had a collapse lung. In steps Brady, and Brady won the Super Bowl that year. And that's what happened to Paulo Espargaro. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get KTM their first win. They love me, I know they do. And next thing you know, Zarco said, no you don't, and he went off the track, crashed, and then Brad Binder won on a KTM in his first year. And Paul's like, hey, what about me? It should have been me. He felt like Jesse Jackson when Barack Obama won the presidency. He's like, hey, that should have been me. That should have been me, because I believe in the... Anyway, I thought it was a good race. I thought it wasn't great. I thought it was a good race, but it was great watching what Brad Binder did was astronomical. To win that race by 4 seconds over Frankie. Frankie was cool. I kind of want to see Frankie win. Come on now, Frankie's mixed. All right, he's Brazilian and Italian, and he has like a fro, and he had a man bun inside of his helmet. Come on, man, you can't help but love that dude, right? Anyway, I love Frankie. I love they got a point. Even Frankie said, "Hey, listen," in Frankie talk, you know, when Brad passed me, I just said, you know what? Let me just get this podium. He didn't even try to challenge him. He just knew. You gotta love Frankie for that, man. He got a podium. Great race for Frankie. Like I said, I thought the theme of the race was waiting for the drop. No one knew. It's weird. The weird thing about Frank, if you watch him, he didn't know how many laps the race was. If you watch all the press conference, he goes, how many laps is the race? Oh, 21, okay. And then he goes, where do we go next week? Austria, okay. Like, he doesn't even know, like, how many races do we have this year? Like, are you on the same page, Frankie? Like I said, he and Joe Roberts have a cool and cooler podcast, man, because Frankie's great. Like I said, he didn't know how many laps the race was. Watch those old, the press conferences. He didn't know how many laps the race was. I just thought it was kind of cool. I love Frankie, I really do. So congrats to him. Congrats to Zarco. Did he deserve the penalty? I keep watching that, and like somebody said, Stephen Bishop said, it's kind of racing. Spargo came this way, and he didn't really see Zarco, and Zarco hugged the line. I don't really think it was. I think it was a racing incident. I don't think it was done on purpose. I think it was a racing incident, but. What about the gigante cojones on Zarco to go through the long lap when it was dusty? He could have high side, and he hit that at full speed almost. Oh my God. Zarco is back. And let me tell you something. We talk about Pecco Bagnaia maybe getting the other factory seat for Ducati. You got to look at Zarco. This was great about racing. These guys were basically, Sam Lowe, Zarco, they were left for like, okay, whatever. And what they do is, man, they got to find something deep inside. and they got to figure out for themselves. And that's what's beautiful about racing. You know, they asked Zarco what it felt like to see Brad Binder on the KTM be successful when it could have been him, and he goes, you know, tight shoes, good for him, you know. And he said about the wreck with Espargo, which I thought was just cold blooded. He goes, hey, this ain't dancing, this is racing. He said, this is racing, this ain't dancing. That is straight up savage, man. So good for Zarco. Also good for Valentino. He had a good race to start 10th and finish where he did. Great race by him. So right of the race, I got to give the bad Brad Binder. Heartbreak, I got to give it to Paul Espargo. Like I said, man, he was supposed to be the man. And he got upstaged in a way, and he was supposed to be the man. He's always been the man for KTM last year with him, and then he gets upstaged by his rookie teammate. So heartbreak goes to Paul Espargo, crashed out, and gutted out award. Gutted out goes to Alex Rins. What Alex Rins is doing with a bum shoulder, why'd I do that? Just get my shoulders off like Jay-Z. Good for him, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Great for Alex Rins. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I missed. Also, I know this is kind of like a non sequitur, and I love him to death. I love him what he does. It's great knowledge. But could we get Simon to interview those people before the race starts, before they start the bikes up? It's like Simon, who do you have in the pits? Well, right now, guys, we have. You know what, guys? Okay, it's hard to hit right now, but let me ask him a question. Just please, could you wait? Either do it before they start the bikes, or maybe, I don't know, when they're on the back straight on the other side of the circuit, then interview them. It's annoying, and I know it's Simon. You got great. You're great in the pits. You're great interviewing everything. But could you just wait? Because you can't understand those guys. They can't even hear you, and they're close to you. So that's my only beef. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed what I just did. And thank you guys for the comments I'm getting, man. I can take the criticism. I don't care. Criticism, if you like it, if you don't. I just love that you guys are responding. Thank you so much. And this is a labor of love for me. Sometimes I don't think people watch this, but they do. So, like I said, it's for me. So, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Like I said, rider of the race, Moto 3 is Dennis Foggia. Heartbreak goes to Tatsu Suzuki. Gutted Out goes to Arenas. Moto 2, Joe Roberts, Jorge Martin, and Bezecchi. And for Moto GP, bad Brad Binder. You watch when Brad Binder and Moto GP is in great hands with when Marquez comes back. Ooh, it's like, Daddy's home. That's what it's going to be like. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Bad Brad will not back down. This is going to be great. MotoGP is, I think, the best shape it's ever been. And it's going to be even better. Bad Brad and Martin Marquez. Ooh, and throw in Fabio. Ooh, it's going to get great. I mean, it's going to get great. We'll see what happens in Austria. Until then, BT, leave a comment.